So this one niche that I'm about to show you guys actually made me over 200 grand within the past 2 years. Your hard work paid off. Publishing more videos help your channel get whatever percentage of that is more viewed than usual. So we have this channel right here that has 68 days, $14,000. You could see kind of the earning, and we have a big drop right here. And we see kind of it went back, and we see the crazy earning. So it's been a while since I've been on Facebook. I want to greet everybody. So I wanted to do this video not to flex obviously, but also to give some motivation. And I believe when I was getting started it's about to be a year since I've been doing YouTube. It's crazy. And within that one niche, I started 3 channels within the past 2 years, which one of them I sold for over $30,000. So in today's video, I want to show the exact process of how I built the channel. And of course, it's different from this channel. I don't really show my face in this channel. And I'm gonna show you how to automate the whole thing so you don't really have to do any work. Now, I'm not gonna promise you're gonna make over 6-figure with this, but I truly do believe the person that apply everything that I teach on this video, within 6 months, you do have the opportunity to build a channel that can earn you over $1,000 per month in profit. So I don't wanna waste any of your time. So without further ado, let's get into this video. All right, guys, so this is basically the niche of which I was talking about. Now, basically, to break it down, this is going to be a crypto channel. And in this niche, what we do is basically we leverage popular influencers or crypto investors, billionaire, multi-millionaires that have a huge following. And usually a lot of those people, they do interviews. And what we do is we pick certain part of those interviews and we re-upload them to the channel. Now, of course, it's not as simple as that, which is why I'm going to be walking you guys through the process so you guys can avoid demonetization. You guys can do this effectively. And also for you guys to get to the point where you can actually automate the whole thing so you don't have to do anything. So we're going to watch one of the latest video, which I've already watched, so you guys can get a gist of what type of editing and the style of the video.
On to crypto, and we do believe this is a new asset class, so I'd like to feature it. I'd like to highlight our, we call it the Bitcoin monthly report. I think we're going to evolve it to the crypto monthly. But
all right, and one thing I want you to notice, if we go to the description of the channel and we scroll down, usually they give credit to the original owner or the original interview. So that couple-minute video, it came from this video right here. So basically, to go back, they picked multiple part of this specific video that was 40-minute long and turned it into a 12-minute long video. And if I hover over this video, you'll see that this is basically Cathie Wood, the famous investor. He owned I believe a hedge fund. And basically you notice this is her speaking. This is her personal channel or her business channel. And you see this is her speaking throughout the whole video. And you notice in this video, it's not really her speaking. So we have stock footage in the background. Sometimes we show graph related to whatever she's talking about, but it's mainly a compilation of stock footage. So if we hover throughout the whole video, you see stock footage, and there's some part to build credibility that we show Cathie Wood. Now, of course, I'm going to talk about the rules to avoid copyright, because you can't really just go on another channel and pick the audio and re-upload it, because that's not really going to work. So now I'm going to get into the rules of actually creating a channel similar to this and actually creating the content. And like I said, at the end of this, I'll show you guys how to find someone to be able to do the whole thing for you so you don't have to do it. So the very first thing you notice, if you scroll through the channel, there's a specific type of speaker that are displaying on the thumbnails. Now, basically, the most popular speakers is we need to find interviews on these people right here, which are the most popular people that we make videos on. The first one is Cathie Wood. The second one is Michael Saylor. The third one is Raul Powell. The fourth one is Kevin O'Leary. The fifth one is Chamath. I'm not really going to try to pronounce the last name so I don't mispronounce it. And the last one is I forgot to put is actually Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban also do a lot of interview and give a lot of take on cryptocurrency. So the video on the channel is going to be really compilation of these people right here. Now there's more people, but these are the main people at the moment that a lot of people like to search for or like to hear their take on cryptocurrency. And you notice, for example, one thing, if I take Raul Powell name, for example, and I paste it on YouTube right here, and if I look at the search volume for his name specifically, you see that Raul Powell, his name, over 200,000 people on a monthly basis are searching for it, and it's also low competition, which is what we're looking for. Now, of course, we already have the list of the speakers. What we have to do now is find interviews, specifically latest interview, because crypto is always changing, on them speaking about cryptocurrency. For example, I'm going to use Raul Powell for this video as an example because we really won't have time to go through all of them. But I'm going to use Raul Powell as an example for this video to kind of run you guys through the process. So if I search for Raul Powell on YouTube and I type interview, because you see there's a lot of people that are copying this method, which I'm showing you at the moment. So now I'm going to type Raul Powell interview. I want to find some of his recent interview. Now this interview was uploaded 2 months ago. And one thing, and a cheat code to this is, once you start clicking on a lot of those videos, YouTube is going to start recommending interviews that are coming out. So whenever an interview come out with Raul Powell, because you click on so many interviews with Raul Powell, once one come out, whenever you go into YouTube, you go into the homepage. For example, if I go to the homepage right here, a lot of time it will recommend those interviews to you. For example, this was a really, really short interview, Kathy Wood, because I watch her videos. You see that YouTube recommended that this thing was uploaded 2 days ago, and it's showing my homepage, so I'm able to see it. Now, to go back, we're actually gonna leverage this interview. Now, to turn this an hour and 35 minute into an 8-minute video or into a 10-minute video so that we can re-upload it to our channel, is we have to click on the video, obviously. And when I started doing this in late 2020, around that range, I was doing the video myself. And to be quite honest with everybody, I don't know much about cryptocurrency, even Bitcoin. I kind of know a little bit about the fundamental of Bitcoin, but I'm not an expert. To be completely transparent, at the time I'm recording this, I'm not really heavily invested into cryptocurrency. I really don't have that much money into cryptocurrency. And the money that I have into cryptocurrency, honestly, is because a friend told me to put into a specific coin, and I put it in there. So I'm not a crypto expert, just to show you that you don't even have to know nothing about cryptocurrency to be able to do this. All you really need is to at least have a understanding, a comprehension of at least a 5th grader, then you actually be able to do these videos. So what I usually do is I'll watch this video, which is like 1.5 minutes. And of course, because personally myself, I'm not too knowledgeable when it comes to financing and cryptocurrency and all those different type of stuff or how the government works. Because to be quite honest, when I was in high school, I slept through all those classes. And I'm only saying that because I'm showing you that you really don't have to be a smart guy or a tech geek or crypto geek to be able to know how to do any of this. So there is some part of the interview when I used to watch them, I didn't even understand nothing that they were saying, but it was also a learning process for me. So what I'll do is I'll watch the whole minute and 30-second video. And the first rule, if we scroll down to the Google Doc, is after watching the whole interview, I pick a few important parts, which I feel like is worthy for people in the crypto space to hear. Now this is the part where you're gonna have to use your intuition when watching those interviews. So the rules to making this work that you don't get copyright for using another interview speech is that you can pick 1.5 seconds of the interview. Now, let me make this even clearer. Now, this interview is 1 hour and 35 minutes long, so I can pick multiple 1.5 minutes of this interview. The only thing is, for example, this video started at 0, like completely 0. If I cut out an audio starting at 0, I have to make sure it stops at 1 minute and 30 second in. Now, after 1 minute and 30 second in, let me try to get it to 1 minute and 30 second. All right, so we'll stop right here. After 1 minute and 30 second in, I can let 4 seconds go by, and then after 4 seconds, of course, it will be 1 minute and 34 seconds. And then I can start with 1 minute and 34 seconds. And if you do the math, 1 minute and 34 seconds, you have to stop it again at 3 minutes and 4 seconds if you're following the math. So I can pick multiple part of the video, but I have to make sure it stay under 1.5 minutes. Hopefully you guys are following with this. Now, basically, this is a Google Doc that I have for one of my channels. Now, this is outsourced. Like I said, I've hired someone to be able to do the whole process for me. So I'm going to run you guys through the same process so you guys can be able to do the same thing. Now, once I watch the interview, you can see right here. So once I download the whole interview, I'm going to do this video as an example to get the point across. So you could see the person I had to do the timestamp, because I hired someone who's really knowledgeable in cryptocurrency to be able to do it for me. He just put in the time. He just put in the Google Doc. So we're gonna pick the audio at starting from the beginning to 4 seconds in, and then 20 seconds to 40 seconds, which is basically the host asking why Bitcoin has not performed well recently, and 52 to 2 minutes and 12 seconds, which is Alex, which is the speaker that we're going to be using, which is Alex answering a question, and 4 minutes to 5 minutes and 27 seconds. And you can see we're following over here the 1 minute and 30 second rule. So I'm going to click on the link to this interview right here. And what I usually do is I download the whole interview in my computer. So next we download the whole interview. So now the interview just finished downloading. So now what we're going to do is we're going to open our editing tool now. Because I have a MacBook Pro, when I bought this MacBook, it came with Final Cut Pro, which is an editing software. You could use, honestly, most editing software. You could use Adobe, you could use Final Cut Pro, you could use Filmora, any editing software that you have access to. And of course, there's some of them that you can purchase. And I'm pretty sure there's different software that you might be able to come across on the internet that are completely free that you're able to use. All right, so before we continue, guys, you guys know I always do the giveaway on every one of my video. I usually bless one person that is subscribed to my channel to get a 1 hour call with me. So in today's video, I want to announce the winner. Comment on my last video that I uploaded the other day. So in today's video, we have Marek as the winner. Now, if you want to earn a 1 hour call with me where we talk about anything related to YouTube automation, whether if you're starting from scratch, whether if you already have a channel but you want to scale it, within that call, I'll be able to help you on that. So if you want to enter and want to learn that call with me, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, comment anything, and send me a screenshot that you comment and you actually subscribe on Instagram and follow me on Instagram. And then usually I'll pick one person. So you might actually be the lucky winner next time. So let's get back to the video. What I'll do is I'll get the interview, which I downloaded, and I'm gonna put it into the editing software. So now we have the whole video. Now, keeping in mind, let's go back to the Google Doc that we have with the timestamp. In my case, I have my team who manage my channel that were able to do this for me. So we're gonna start at 00 to 4 second in. So all I'm gonna do is starting at 00, and I'm gonna go 14 second in the video.
About this, welcome back.
And we can see already in 16 seconds, so it's actually around 16. We cut it. And then the next part is 20 second into 0:46. And then I'm gonna go 20 second in. This part right here.
Okay, the argument here
to 46.
been brewing for weeks.
Which is around right here. And of course, this part in the middle, I usually disable them. And we'll continue to do the same thing. So far I have 0 all the way in the beginning to 0 and 4 second in, which is this part right here. And then I have 20 second in into 40 second in, which is this part right here. And I'm gonna do it for the whole rest of the video, for the whole rest of the timestamp. Now, if I do this whole thing, usually when I was doing it myself in the beginning in early 2020, before I hired a full team, this would take me about, to be quite honest with you, especially I was just getting started, I never edited a video before. I was never used to editing, thumbnail designing, or anything, any of that. So it took me about 4 to 6 hours to just make one video. So I can't make this video that long to run you through the whole process, but I'm gonna show you guys the fundamentals so you can actually do it yourself, so you don't have any question or you don't get stuck along the way. So now once I do that, I delete all the disabled part because I won't need them, obviously. And for this example, we're just gonna use this 40-second video. And now what you do is you're basically gonna deattach the audio with the visual, whatever editing software that you use. And keep in mind, when we're watching the channel, they didn't leave the visual, because if you leave the visual, you're gonna get copyright, because you're using, not only you taking the audio, but you're also taking the visual. YouTube is gonna copyright your channel. Your channel is not gonna be able to be monetized. So what we have to do now is add stock footage that align with what the speaker is saying so that we can get the point across. Now, if we go back to the rules number 2 is when we're editing, we can use the original footage, which is actually the footage showing right here with Kiko News. But when using the original footage, a little bit similar to when using audio, but this one is shorter. You can't allow it to run no longer than 7 seconds. Even when it comes to using the original clip, I usually do a zoom in effect or a zoom out effect, because that way it's impossible for YouTube to copyright your channel or give you a copyright strike saying that, hey, this is a video from such other channel, because you're doing so much stuff that make the video look original. You will not get copyright. So what I basically do is I go on Google, because now I'm going to edit the video, and I type free stock footage. And there's a bunch of websites that I can get the stock footage from. Now, I'm going to pull up ArtGrid because I already have a subscription with them. But I'm going to pull up all the free ones so I can get the point across to show you guys how to do this on a budget. So I'm going to pull up Pixabay, Vidvo, Mixkit, and also this Pixel. I don't know if it's on here. All right, Pixel, which is another good one that I like to use. So now I'm going to watch a video and compile stock footage over it to get the point across and to make the video original.
With war now escalating in Ukraine, people are wondering whether or not Bitcoin is a safe haven asset to go to.
Right, so we start talking about with war escalating in Ukraine and Bitcoin is a safe asset. So what I'll find war. I'm gonna try stock footage with war. All right, it's on photo, so let me click on video. I'm gonna download this right here. And I wanna find a little bit more video with war. Go to Pixabay, see if I can find a little bit more videos. This is perfect. Let me get this one right here. And let me go to ArtGrid and see if I can find a little bit more footage. All right, this is perfect. I'll take this one and download it. And then he started mentioning Bitcoin. So now I want to find footage that have Bitcoin on it. And I'll download this one right here. And I'm going to download this one with the Bitcoin in the chart. And we're going to compile them over. Now that I have them downloaded, I'm going to compile them a little bit over the video. All right, so I'm going to take one of the video with the war that I have right here. And I'm going to make it just a little bit shorter. And I'm gonna add more clip with the war that I downloaded. So I got these two other clip right here. And usually sometime when you download clips that have audio, make sure you take out the audio, because we don't want any audio affecting with what the speaker is saying or what the background voiceover is saying.
With war now escalating in Ukraine, people are wondering whether or not Bitcoin...
And actually, let me pull this aside and put Bitcoin. So I'm going to put the stock footage with Bitcoin.
With war now escalating in Ukraine, people are wondering whether or not Bitcoin is
Let me attach it.
a safe haven asset to go to. While the performance has indicated otherwise, but...
And when he said performance, I'm going to look for a picture of a graph to put. So remember this one that we downloaded, I'm going to put that in the mix of it.
Go to. Well, the performance has indicated otherwise, but we'll make that discussion here with Alex Mashinsky.
And keep in mind, we can still show the original footage. I'm going to show like this original footage, but usually what I try to do is at least zoom in a little bit, because here we have a Kitco logo, which is a watermark, and I like to take out the watermark. And because we zoom in, it's impossible for the YouTube algorithm or the YouTube AI to pick it up and say like, hey, this video kind of matches the other video. And keep in mind the 7-second rule. So if I'm going to show him speaking, which kind of build credibility when we upload it to our channel, I have to make sure, because we had 10 second in, it doesn't pass 17. So once we get to 17 second, it doesn't pass that, because keep in mind the rule that we have is make sure that when we're showing the original footage, it run no longer than 7 second in. So basically within 7 second, we want to make sure it doesn't run no longer than 7 second.
Something that a lot of people have been saying for years.
And when you say people have been saying for here, I'm going to try to find people speaking about Bitcoin or someone speaking about Bitcoin. I'm going to get this stock footage right here and download it. I kind of like it. And I want to find more footage of people speaking about Bitcoin. Let me get this one. It looks like a girl holding a Bitcoin. And let me type Bitcoin on Pixabay. Maybe I can get some good footage on there. Let me go to Vidvo. And if I can't find good footage on one of them, I go to the next one. And you'll be able to find one of them that has some good footage. I can't find a good one, but I'm going to download this one. Let's go back to the editing software and finish putting this thing together. And now let me put one of the stock footage that I have on here on top of it. Alright, so I'm going to find some footage of gold so I can add on there. Alright, so we have gold. I'm going to look more for some gold footage in different websites. Now kind of like this one. And I'm going to look for a chart when you start talking about Bitcoin charts. And one other thing that I'll tell you guys that would be very helpful is, because sometimes they'll mention like, hey, this asset is not performing well. It would be good if you can Google, because I also use Google to put some footage in there. So what I'll do is I'll Google and I'll type Bitcoin compare to gold current chart. And I'll Google like a current chart, or I'll just go on a website and screenshot it, so I can add it into my editing. Because when people see that, it kind of builds credibility, because you're actually showing them, hey, not only that in the video it's mentioning that Bitcoin is not really performing better than gold, but they also see it in the video you're showing an actual chart. I don't know how to read this chart. As long as it say Bitcoin compared to gold, and I can see have like a recent year, which is like in 2022, then I'll probably take a screenshot to it and put it on there. But I'm guessing this is gold at the bottom. I'm guessing this is Bitcoin at the top. But I'm not sure about this graph. I don't know how to read it, but I'm gonna Google, because most of the time they have a picture which kind of tell it clearly. So this one is actually pretty good, but it's not too clear. This one isn't bad. So I'll download this one so I can add it to the editing. So let me now go to Final Cut Pro.
It's been trending down for months, of course.
And now let me get the stock footage of the person that and now let me put another stock footage that we downloaded. And we had this one of a guy looking at a chart, which I actually like. Let me add that on there. Let me change the speed to this one.
Of course, but recently the escalations in Eastern Europe have not helped big.
Now, as soon as he mentioned the escalation in Eastern Europe, he's talking about the war between Russia and Ukraine. So I'm gonna add that footage of the war between Russia and Ukraine that I got earlier. Well, it's not really a footage of Russia and Ukraine, it's just a footage of a war. So I'm gonna add that on there so I can get the point across. Now, this is basically it. I can do the whole video, but we're gonna stop it right here, which is basically the same concept, and you're gonna use that throughout to edit the whole video. Usually right now we already have 30 seconds in. Right now we already have 30 seconds of the video. So if I download this video, and I'm gonna play this whole video for you so you can kind of get the gist of it and you can see how it look like. Actually, before I play, I forgot to add one more thing. I like to add a music in the background. I really believe a lot of video that music in the background and kind of help to keep the viewer attention. And of course with this, adding the music in the background kind of help even more with avoiding copyright. Personally, myself, I have a subscription with the website called Artlist, and there's more websites that you can use to find copyright-free music. With my subscription with Artlist, I'm able to find a variety of different music that I can put in the background of my music. Now, usually what I like to find is a relaxing music to put in the background. So if I go to video theme, let me try to see if I can find a calm music. And I'm gonna pick video theme, and I'm gonna pick documentary, and let me go to mood, and I wanna find something peaceful. So I'm gonna select peaceful right here, and let me play the first one so I can see how it sounds. Right, so this sounds really good, so I'm gonna actually download this, because sometimes I actually have to listen to multiple music before I kind of find the right one, but this one actually sounds really good. So now once I download it, I'm gonna put it into the editing in the background. You will see that it makes the video even more interesting for people to watch. Then what I'll do is I'll paste it right here, and I'm gonna make the volume just a little bit lower because I don't want the audio of the music to interrupt the audio of the speaker speaking.
With war now
Put it a little bit higher.
escalating in Ukraine, people are wondering whether or not, for months of course, but...
And what I'm gonna do, now I'm gonna stop it where the video ends. And basically, guys, we have a whole video. So now let's play the video so we can hear how it sounds like.
With war now escalating in Ukraine, people are wondering whether or not Bitcoin is a safe haven asset to go to. Well, the performance has indicated otherwise, but we'll make that discussion here with Alex Mashinsky, CEO of Celsius Network. Alex, let's talk about this. Welcome back. Okay. The argument here is that Bitcoin is digital gold. This is something that a lot of people have been saying for years. It's not behaving like gold right now. Gold is up and Bitcoin's down today. In fact, I'm looking at the charts. We're at $35,000, $36,000. It's been trending down for months, of course, but recently the escalations in Eastern Europe have not helped Bitcoin's cause. Why has Bitcoin not performed?
All right, guys. So when we have the video, now keep in mind, for example, if I go back to the timestamp, this is the original video. And basically the whole concept of this video, which is the title of this video, is this guy named Alex talking about the global economy. So now once we have the video, we upload it to our channel, we have to title it and put a thumbnail to our video. And the thumbnails are very simple. I'm going to talk real quickly about how to title your video and also how to put the thumbnail so that you can upload the video. So to be quite honest with you guys, the thumbnail is you never really have to talk about you never really have to put what the speaker is talking about. That's why I say you don't really have to be a genius and know about economy, global economy, or crypto to be able to upload those type of video. So what I'll say, and the actual sad reality is, a lot of those videos we have to peak to people fear. A lot of those videos we have to actually apply fear onto them, because believe it or not, fear is what sell. You notice in the channel, like we'll never tell what the video is about. It's like the crash will be worse in 2018. Most people have no clue what is happening. Will the market go lower? So crypto tsunami is coming. So these are titled, honestly, a 5th grader can come up with. It's just fear mongering. So just from that video that I made, I'll title it, the economy is getting worse. Which, I mean, I'm not an economy expert. I know it's getting worse with inflation going up, gas prices going up. So I know it's getting worse. And I'll put question mark. And usually what I put is the name of the speaker. So in that original video, we have Alex Mashinsky. And I'll put Alan Mashinsky. So we have right here, the economy's getting worse, Alex Mashinsky. Now for the thumbnail, what I'm usually trying to find is find a picture of the speaker. Now for this example, a lot of time what I do is I'll just take a screenshot of him speaking throughout the video. So I'm gonna find, for example, something like this. I'll screenshot his face. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Canva. All right, so now when you go to Canva, this is the home page. You just create an account and log in. And I'm gonna type YouTube thumbnail. And it's gonna load up YouTube thumbnail template that I can use. And I'm gonna press create a blank. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload the screenshot that I actually just took. So I'm gonna go to upload and find the screenshot that I took. Now we have the screenshot on Canva and we're gonna make it to fit the template. Now I don't want that kick hole news watermark showing on my thumbnail. So let me move my face real quick. And then we're gonna make this just a little bit bigger so the kick hole news logo can come out. And now we have his face. And usually what I do, I wanna make it look clear because it kind of look a little bit blurry. And I know the interview was done on Zoom, but I'm gonna try to make it a little bit clearer Canva. That's why you don't have to learn Photoshop and know how to do this, because I don't know how to use Photoshop. I bought a course for Photoshop, never even use it. because I just got so comfortable with using Canva, which is very simple. So usually I put down the blur, I minus the blur a little bit, and I put up the clarity, and I put up the vibrance a little bit. Let me move up his face. You can see it got a little bit clearer, just a little bit. And I'm gonna make his face just a little bit bigger so I can put him in the middle. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, it's getting worse. And usually you pick a brand color. Now you see the channel, for example, on Jamie Tree channel, what we basically have is white and yellow. So I'm gonna use the same color. You can use white and green, whatever, white and purple, whichever color. I'll highly recommend you establish a brand color, which so people can identify your channel, so you kind of differ from them. So I'm gonna use white and I'm gonna use yellow. So I'm gonna I'm gonna blue eyes. Actually, let me use red. Actually, let me use yellow. It stand out a little bit more. And usually what I do, click effect, put a shadow around it, a dark shadow. Make the shadow dark. And I don't really like the font for this. I usually like to use Anton. It's like a universal font that I can use in most YouTube thumbnails, which kind of look good. And basically, guys, we have our thumbnail right here. So you guys see how good and how clear that look. Now, if we go back, we see that we have a title, The Economy is Getting Worse, and we have his name, and we have a picture, and that's basically it. We upload the video, and then we're all good. Now, keep in mind, you're gonna try to make videos on mainly the crypto space because there's a lot of good keywords that you can actually rank for compared to economy broadly. But a lot of those videos, because crypto have a lot to do with the current economy, so it kind of tie in hand to hand. That's why you're gonna have video where where some of the speakers are just gonna be talking about the economy. You're gonna have video where some of the speakers are just talking about cryptocurrency. So this niche is a mixture of both of them at the same time. Now, I promise you guys, I'm gonna show you guys how to automate this whole thing. Now that I showed you how to do the whole process, so if you're someone that doesn't have any money, you're completely broke, then you're gonna have to put in the work that I just showed you. But for those of you guys that have the budget and you're able to pay someone to do it for you, what I usually do, now you can use Upwork or Fiverr, but to be honest, for this one specifically, I found more high quality people on Upwork. So what I'll do is I'll go on Upwork. All right, so now that I'm Upwork, I log into my account. This is the home page. You're gonna click post a job. What you're basically gonna do, at first you're looking for someone long term. You're gonna click continue, and you're just gonna say looking for an editor for my cryptocurrency/economy channel. And you're basically gonna post a job. And of course, you can link one of the channel example. And if you watch this video, you see there's multiple channels that are starting out at the moment that are making similar video. And you can link that video so the editor can have an understanding. So now once you have the editor, I'll usually hire someone else to do the timestamp. So I'll find someone with knowledge in cryptocurrency. So I'll post another job and I'm looking for someone in knowledge in cryptocurrency to help us with writing script for our channel. Now, they're not really writing the script, they're basically watching the videos and then putting the timestamp. But usually I'll find a couple people and I'll walk them through the process, which is basically the same thing that I showed you. Watch interviews, latest interview on the specific speaker list that I gave you, and then we're gonna create a daily timestamp. And those daily timestamp will give it to the editor, and the editor will download the interview, get the audio, put the stock footage over it, and we uploaded them. And usually what I just showed you guys, I train the scriptwriter or the person who's coming up with the timestamp to be able to come up with the title also. And usually I'll train the editor to also do the thumbnail. So at that point, you have two people only doing the whole work for you. And all you have to do is upload the video to the channel, or you can get them access to your channel if you want to, if you build a trust with them. And then they just schedule the video and it's public. And you do this over and over again. And of course, with this method, when I started back in 2020, it was very low competition. Now there's a lot of channel getting into it. Anybody who's consistent with it, and you have high quality video, it might take up to 2 months to start seeing some good traction, to start seeing some good money with the channel for your channel to be monetized. But to be quite honest with you guys, this is basically the whole process. So guys, if you found value in this video, I would appreciate it if you hit the like button. It would really support this channel, because this video was actually a really long video to actually put together and edit it for you guys. And of course, if you have any question, be sure to comment it. I wouldn't mind answering it. And if you guys want to learn more about how to build automation channels and different niches, I have a free course in the playlist section of this channel, to be honest with you guys. At the moment, I don't really have a paid course. I used to have one, and it's in the playlist of this channel, which you can get for free. And I also have a public Facebook group, so you guys can join that. It will be a link in the description, completely free to join. So honestly, there's enough information in this channel. If someone's completely broke, you can actually apply and actually start making money. But anybody that would like to work with me, that have the budget, they want to speed up the process, and you don't have the time to put in to build a channel, then you can have me help you do it for you in a short amount of time, and I'll replicate one of my successful channels to give it to you. Now, basically, this is time consuming for me when I'm doing it for client, so it will ask for an investment. So if you have the investment and you want to start seeing results within a month or weeks, there's a link below. You can book a call with me. And if it's a good fit for us to work together, then we'll work together. And without further ado, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video.